Hello everyone, today in this video we'll fight against the atmosphere of our world around us, and today we will just talk about very recent speech, actually interview, former German chancellor, female chancellor Angela Merkel had in some TV program. She said quite directly something like this, that the responsibility for intensification of Russian-Ukrainian conflict that happened at the end of February 2022 lies on Poland and Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia. This is absolutely untrue. This is absolutely propaganda lie, and we see that we can say about former female Chancellor Merkel that one can leave Stasi, but Stasi will never leave you. And this is true. She keeps the line of German politics, especially German left, which is blindly pro-Russian, and she's very consistent in her Eastern politics, which is very well oriented on collaboration with Russia, and also includes many elements of Naumann's theory called Mitteleuropa, Middle Europe in English. And this book Mitteleuropa by Friedrich Naumann was published in 1915, and with some minor changes, the main core of this idea is still being it's still being under the realization by German elites. So small countries in the Central Europe, Middle Europe, are used as supporters of cheaper labor force, resources, and of course it all is designed to supply German economy plus Russian resources, so-called cheap resources. And very recently, also in recent decades, such labor force from Central Europe is important for Germany because it's mainly of European origin and non-Muslim. So taking into account that Germans have already problems with recently with newcomers who came to Germany in recent decades from Middle East or Africa, to a large extent, they made some problems in Germany. They're actually accommodating them within the modern German society didn't work well, so Germany want to compensate them with this also immigration from Middle Central Europe. So with, as I said, with small modification, Naumann's plan, so-called Mitteleuropa, it's still under the realization. And of course, the key point for Germany is to get oil and other relatively cheap resources from Russia. And by saying this, Merkel is confirming that she still continues her political line and her politics from 2015, this famous we sincerely welcome you, so herzlich willkommen, for the millions of illegal migrants from Middle East and Africa, was simply the move that was of course idiotic, but the idea was that these people would work for German industry for cheap Russian resources. Germany wanted to make extra economical jump to surpass other countries and also build the European state under the German control quicker. Of course, idiotic idea that wouldn't work, and of course it didn't work, and everyone now is paying for it. Of course, Merkel didn't mention her mistakes and the problems she made still all European countries need to deal with. She of course blamed countries in the Central Europe for the failure of her politics. It's also very well in line with politics of majority of German elites with respect to countries in Central Europe. This patronizing approach to these countries that Germany wants to take a leading role as a state, nation also, which will civilize these cruel, barbaric, primitive, stupid nations in Central Europe, because Germans know how life should go and how people should live. And it's a pity that still from majority of German elite currently we can expect mixture of leftist idiotic ideology, extreme ideologies, plus Prussian hubris and really patronizing approach towards Eastern neighbors. Nothing changed in this sense, and this is really sad that such people were and still are, maybe indirectly, in the decisive position in one of the most wealthy and one of the most still powerful countries around the world. So we see that these people will never learn from their experience, and I will tell you why. Because Mrs. Merkel belongs to the people who never bear the consequences of their decisions. That is why this woman and other politicians who are like her will never make proper conclusions. They will never improve. They will never change because they were not forced to take responsibility and bear consequences of their insane decisions. And in case of Chancellor Merkel, we have plenty of horribly bad decisions that marked future of European nations for many decades. So-called Green Deal, this crazy Herzlich Willkommen politics with respect to migrants, and these Nord Stream pipelines with Russia, making European economy more dependent on Russia, and this continuation of this patronizing approach towards Central European nation. It cannot end good, and it will not end up good. That is why we know whom we are eating with, and we should do everything, nations of Central Europe, to oppose this madness and these spoiled people who have power, but they do not bear consequences of their own decisions. That is why they are the most dangerous people, as American economist and thinker Thomas Sowell teaches us. All the best. Have a nice day. Bye.